time for the NFC here. So we'll jump right into the East. Taking the East is going to be the Redskins. The Redskins, phenomenal defensive line. The soon-to-be demigod in Montez Sweat behind a good defensive line. And plus, I think Haskins has got all the makings of a future star at quarterback. Geis at running back is going to matter. Collins anchors a fair to mediocre secondary, but there's just enough other good pieces on this roster that this team is going to be a problem to play with, and they're only going to get better. Coming in second, I think the Cowboys are going to edge out for that position. It's just a case of Miller's just got a ton of talent to work with. Dak, Zeke, Cooper, great offensive line. Smith, and however you pronounce the Boise State's dude name at linebacker are great. Good cornerbacks. The safeties aren't that great, but the rest of this team is locked and ready to make a run for the playoffs this year. Coming in third is going to be the Giants, and I mean, Barkley's nice, Ingram's great, but you need a quarterback, and throwing a forward pass in this team is just, it's not going to be a good time. And on defense, they've got some okay pieces, Dexter Lawrence, but some quick linebackers, but frankly, I don't know, that team is just going to have to lean way too much on Saquon Barkley. I think to the point of, you're just going to be able to play the run virtually every snap versus them, and that's going to keep them in third. Hopping over to the NFC North, this is, in my opinion, possibly the most difficult division to win in the game right now, and that's because between the Packers, Vikings, and Bears, you've got three teams with enough talent to make the playoffs. Even with a fair to okay user. And the fact that the Packers, who I think are going to take the division, have an Aaron Rodgers at quarterback there, tossing up Devontae Adams. You got solid pieces on that offensive line. The best left tackle out there, which might be huge to neutralize some of the defensive ends that are going to cause havoc. And what I really love about this team is going to be their safeties. Savage and Amos, they're both good, but I don't think there's a faster tandem back there. They both have like 93 speed, so you throw it deep, they're going to be able to close you down in a hurry, and I think that's going to be huge. Coming in second, I think the Vikings finish right behind there, and I'd have them taking the division, possibly, but Rodgers is so much better than Cousins, and I think that's going to potentially hold them back. As while the Vikings have possibly the best wide receiving combo in the game, and you got a really great tight end as well, that's just Cousins is a rich man's Blake Bortles, so he's still a Bortles in a way. There's no way around that. And one guy you really got to love on this team, though, is what's that safety's name? I had him in my notes. Harrison Smith. A lot of love to a not very fast but strong, slow white guy there, the secondary. So Vikings not winning the division this year, but they're going to be a problem in a hurry. Finishing third, we're going with the Bears. The Bears, this is kind of my dark horse team. I think if Miami Black gets his stuff together with that defense, with Mack, Jackson, Fuller, the other pieces at linebacker, Roquan Smith, that these guys are just, it's just a terrifying collection of talent. If he can protect the ball and get it to Tyreek Cohen, third, they might come in and sneak and take a playoff spot this year. So, moving on to the South. The South, I was tempted not to pick any winners because just out of respect to my Bucks and just skip this division overall because we're awful and it makes my mind go to very dark places. So, but anyway, I think Hack and the Panthers are going to be the clear choice to take the division this year. They've got a lot of speed at wide receiver. Cam Newton, Christian McCaffrey is a fantastic pass catcher. You've got who I think is going to be one of the future superstars in this game for sure, Brian Burns. Just like Montez Sweat is going to be just a ridiculously fast big guy. I think Burns is going to do the same, fill that same role for the Panthers, where he can literally do everything. You can send him after the quarterback. He can be a fantastic piece to user, and he's tall. So he's going to be a problem to deal with. Beyond that, the Panthers, you got a really fast piece at cornerback. Oh, and Luke Kuechly. So, I mean, it's just a really good team to have to deal with. Coming in second, I think the Falcons and Aurelio are going to get this one, but I don't know. Does he stay with Matt Ryan? If he keeps Matt Ryan and leans on this team, I think could matter sooner than later. But as he's been prone to do, lets Matt Ryan go, then I think it may find it's going to take a few seasons to rebuild. But I don't think he'll have to fight for the basement, because in the basement of this division, we had a man who could have stayed with his beloved Saints, a team just loaded with talent, and enjoyed some fun times before absolutely burning them to the ground and bringing them to the bottom of the division. But he decided that he was going to be proactive, get ahead of the curve, and take a team that's so bad that there's nothing for him to burn down. He's already starting at the bottom, and I guess it's nowhere to go up but here. So, for some reason that science can't explain, Hayes is with the Bucks, and they have Mike Evans and draft picks, but not nearly enough of them to matter just yet. The Bucks are going to be bad, continue to be bad, and Hayes is the guy I most likely nominate to probably make a trade with Mike and screw us all, not really improve his team too much, and probably gift wrap the Browns at least 2 Super Bowls. Moving on to the West. West, we have one of our perennial contenders starting off, of course, the Rams, and that dude, he's just the clear choice to win the division. You know, between Goff's going to be good, Gurley, solid receivers, and, I mean, Aaron Donald was really the only piece you need to talk about, because even if you've played against him at all yet in this game, he just tosses offensive linemen like they're not even there. And it's frankly scary and irritating to play against. So here's hoping the double teaming blocking feature works when playing the Rams. Otherwise, you're going to need to enter the game with 4 or 5 quarterbacks just so you have a live body taking snaps at the end. Coming in second, I think I'm going to be able to pull it out with the 49ers, because I'm going to beat Jay. Sorry, but I'm going to do it, man. You're going to lose. I'm going to kill Kyler Murray and his little fast feet trying to run away from me. I'm going to murder him. Sorry, it's nothing personal, but I'm going to murder him. So, 49ers, we got Jimmy G at quarterback. I think I'm going to be able to build him into a franchise guy. Decent offensive line. Sadly, no Jerry Rice, but Pettis, his makings of a quality wide receiver, and defense, one of the better cores of a defensive line in the game there. So, the big downside of this team, though, is that we'll have somebody starting at linebacker who's not worthy of an NFL roster, and after our 2 veterans at cornerback, a bunch of nobodies. So, if we have to play nickel defense or base defense, there's going to be somebody out there who shouldn't be on an NFL roster. So, good luck for everyone finding that guy and making my life difficult. Coming in last or third, it depends how many interceptions Kyler Murray throws, is going to be the Cardinals. They've got Chandler Jones, and Murray, and some decent receivers, and kind of an average offensive line. But outside of that, that front 7 is just not going to get the job done. I think if you want to run on this team, you're going to be able to just tell Jay basically what's coming and just run over him. Their saving grace is going to be if they can get a lead. Peterson and Murphy Jr. are quality DBs, and my second favorite name defensive back in Budda Baker is back there, and that's just, I'll say that again, just because it's fun. Budda Baker. I think that's going to be a core that, well, if Jay's ever playing with the lead, they'll do a good job protecting it, but Jay's not going to be playing with the lead very much, so sorry, that's just the way it's going to be. So, the playoff picture in the NFC. For our first seed, we're going with the Rams. We're going to lock that down. Coming in second, be the Packers. Second Packers. Third, Panthers. Fourth, Redskins. Fifth, Vikings. And sixth, I'm going with the Cowboys to edge out the Bears by the slimmest of margins. Then when we get to the actual playoff matchups, the Panthers versus the Cowboys, I see the Panthers taking that, winning that home game. The Redskins versus the Vikings, I'm going with an upset there. I think the Vikings will take the Redskins. I think Redskins will be good, but the Vikings, between their receiving core with Diggs and Thielen, I think they'll spring the upset there. Then on from there, Panthers and Packers. Too much Aaron Rodgers getting it done there. Packers get a big win. Rams and Vikings. I don't think we see any more upsets here. I think the Rams take that one as well. And then moving on to the conference championship game, I think we do see a little bit of an upset here, as Aaron Rodgers and those two safeties I mentioned before are going to make a big difference, and I think they upset the Rams and move on to the Super Bowl versus the Browns. And in the Super Bowl, I don't like either of these teams, so I feel like I lose no matter who wins. But honestly, I think as people are still coming into their own and learning the game, I think those two safeties and Aaron Rodgers deliver it for the Packers, and that the Packers take Super Bowl in season 1.